Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the mighty king Asmodeus. This video can serve as a starting point for you to acquire the needed information, or better said, an introduction of information into the spirit of Asmodeus. I've gathered information from multiple sources as well as my own experience to give you a good starting point, to have a fundament and a base layer that you can build upon with your own research to start working with Asmodeus. The way that this video will be structured is that, first of all, I will talk about some of the historical references, general references, and then go more a little bit into the practical side of things. Be well informed though. Whenever approaching any demon, especially a mighty king like Asmodeus, you have to know what you're getting into, you have to do your research, and you have to approach the spirits with the greatest respect and responsibility. Let me start off by saying that in many writings, Asmodeus and Asmoday from the Evocation are said to be the same spirit. Out of my own experience, I cannot yet confirm that. When we look into the history of the name Asmodeus, a lot of researchers or scholars agree that Asmodeus is derived from an ancient Persian Middle Eastern entity called Ashmedaeva, where Aisma means wrath and Daeva stands for demon. Asmodeus is also said to be the demon of wrath, the demon of passion, the demon of lust, the god of lust, and of many other departments, so to speak. A lot of practitioners or magicians work with Asmodeus to bring love to them, to indulge in lust. And Asmodeus, as per the research that I have made, is also enjoying sexual energy. I'm yet to confirm that by myself. Understanding the name association, Asmodeus is on the Klepothic tree, or the tree of death, the one who is looking over Golachab, which is lust and fury, or burning with fire, which again fits to the theme of Asmodeus being the demon of lust, of passion, of fury, of desire, of striving for something and working to achieve it. Asmodeus is said to represent one of the 7 deadly sins, being lust. When we look at the planetary associations, which are important, we have to differentiate a little bit between the Evocation, which is specifically talking about Asmodee, and other writings which are talking about Asmodeus. In the Evocation, Asmodee is said to be associated with the planet Sun and the element air. When we look at other scriptures or sayings and reportings of other magicians or occultists, we can see that Asmodeus is associated with fire, which would again associate or fit into the theme of him being the watcher of the Klepothic tree, or part of the tree Golachab. In this case scenario, his element would be fire, and his direction would be north. When I evoke Asmodeus, I place my altar to the north, but feel free, after doing your research, knowing what you're getting yourself into, to make your own experiences. In the Evocation, Asmodee is a king, just like Asmodeus is a king, who can lead the magician to treasures, make him invincible, and teach us different sciences as well as mathematics, astronomy, and crafts. The Evocation, his appearance is that of he has 3 heads, one of a bull, one of a ram, and the third of a man breathing fire, again associated with the element of fire. He walks with a limp and rides on a lion with the wings of a dragon. It doesn't matter where you are looking in the hierarchy or ranking of Asmodeus, he's always at the very top. He's considered one of the 7 princes of hell, or one of the demonic gatekeepers. It doesn't matter what hierarchy you're looking at, what scripture you're looking at, Asmodeus is always ranking very, very highly, and an extremely powerful spirit and entity. And this very much correlates with my own experience. His power is immeasurable. He carries many different names, from Asmodeus the Destroyer, to Asmodeus who is the god of gambling, to Asmodeus the god of luxury, to Asmodeus the sin of wrath, to Asmodeus the sin of lust, to Asmodeus the god of lust. The underlying tonality, though, and what you can find over and over again, what he also represents, is lust, passion, anger, emotion, and the drive and the fire that burns behind these emotions. Now, when it comes to Asmodeus' power, or what magicians and practitioners are working with him for, he's said to be able to reveal hidden secrets, hidden treasures, meaning he can aid you and guide you in regards to wealth. I know that Asmodeus is also being worked with when it comes to love rituals of any kind, maybe breakup rituals, maybe lust rituals, or whatever it may be. I'm personally not a big fan of practicing this sort of magic, but I can vouch for Asmodeus' power also when it comes to wealth as well as protection. Asmodeus or Asmodee in the Goetia is, again, we have to differentiate here a little bit, is said to be able to make the practitioner invincible. Asmodeus can truly give answers to whatever demand. And this is what I've noticed with these high-ranking spirits and demons. Most often, they possess the power to obviously fulfill whatever earthly request you may have. They can aid you in so many things. They will teach you, though, in their own way, the lesson that they think that you have to learn. This is also why the word demon or demon, which is a demonification of the word demon or teacher, is very appropriate. These consciousnesses, these ancient, powerful, universal consciousnesses, they want to teach you. They want to see you, whoever is approaching them. And of course, there are certain, I want to say, requirements for that. Now, let's say you would want to do a ritual, an evocation, an invocation with Asmodeus. What would you need to watch out for? What would you need to look for? Now, again, it depends on whether you want to summon Asmodeus or Asmodee, which could be very well the same core. People saying that it can be the same core, but nonetheless, you're tapping into, either way, I want to say, different masks. So let me tell you about Asmodeus and what my experience is in terms of offerings, what to give, when to conduct the ritual, so on and so forth. So the best offerings to Asmodeus are blood. Okay, with the diabetic lancet, you prick your finger, you give your blood onto the sigil. This is a very, very powerful spiritual offering because your blood carries not only the DNA, all the elements, but also your life force energy. It's a part of yourself that you give and sacrifice, and you can see it as a spiritual currency. Now, of course, and I said this before, I don't encourage any beginner to do any sort of ritual without doing extensive research, knowing what you're getting yourself into, yada, yada, yada. But if you would conduct a ritual with Asmodeus, what can you give? What are some good offerings apart from blood? Now, I've noticed that King Asmodeus is a fan of everything expensive. He enjoys expensive, good, high-quality offerings. A good alcohol. I'm, for example, offering him a single malt whiskey from the 1900th century. I'm pouring him a nice glass of that every single time that I conduct a ritual with him. He enjoys goods that are luxurious, expensive, as a king would. And as you would treat a king, so you treat Asmodeus, and give the best possible offerings that you can find. May it be good alcohol, may it be something like a good cheese, may it be some expensive jewelry, gold, silver, everything that you can find that carries this tonality of luxury and royalty. Expensive oils, but also earthy flavors, dates, rums, cigars, is what Asmodeus is enjoying based upon my experience and personal gnosis. Now, dedication is another thing that is always a good offering. Showing dedication to a specific spirit, doing offerings on a regular basis, having an altar, dedicating time, energy, effort towards that spirit is something that is always appreciated and respected based upon the experiences that I made. Whenever it shows basically, let me go back here for a second, it shows basically that you mean it. And you're not just throwing out the ritual circle, drawing a sigil, and trying to use this ancient consciousness for whatever sort of agenda you got going on in your life. You open yourself up for the teachings, but also for the blessings that these ancient spirits can provide you with, and will provide you with, if you prove yourself worthy and if you follow through with the right and appropriate steps. Now, the enchanting of Asmodeus is Eir, Avash, Aloren, Asmodeus, Aken. Eir, Avash, Aloren, Asmodeus, Aken. This will be in the description as well as some other information summarized from the video so that you can make sure to read again and have a little bit of a summary of what I'm telling you here. Now, based upon the research that I made, the colors of Asmodeus are yellow, gold, black, red, and silver. So try to find, it's a broad spectrum, so try to find what resonates with the spirit by going by intuition or communication. I also like to offer to Asmodeus gemstones of high quality. It again fits into the theme of luxury and luxuriousness. From my personal experience, Asmodeus is a truly mighty king. The emotions that he's invoking in you can be more than interesting, intriguing. They can be very extreme. They can go from anger to wrath to lust to passion and drive. The fire of Asmodeus and what he's able to provide burns through into your own being and truly evokes something in you that is tingling, a new height of emotional expression. Asmodeus is a very mighty king, extremely powerful, but also elegant, luxurious, direct, and passionate. Now, if you would go about making a ritual or conducting a ritual, an invocation, evocation, however you want to call it with Asmodeus, the way that I personally do it, or the layout that I follow, and again, this is not an instruction. If you are confronted with this topic for the first time, there's much more research needed in order to go ahead and conduct such a ritual. But to give you a brief idea on how you would conduct such a ritual, first things first, you cast a circle. It's going to be a demonic protective circle, for example. And then you go ahead and I like to first go into a meditative state, a trance. I like to calm my mind, focus on one thing. This could be, for example, Asmodeus music or enchanting playing. Really focusing in on that and aligning your mind with the frequency of the spirit, aligning your mind with what you are about to call forth. Then you can go into the actual evocation part. You can repeat the N over and over and over again. Feel the energy changing. Asmodeus, come. You can have a conjuration. There are multiple conjurations out there. The Evocation of Demonolatry has some interesting. Basically doing the conjuration, then you would go ahead and open the sigil. You have the sigil, the seal of the spirit. You charge it with your blood. You really hone in and zoom in and with open eyes and meditate on that and open it up and really let the energy unfold into the room, come into the room and take over, right? Or you evoke it in front of you. Try to have a separation. Being able to confirm the success of your ritual is directly correlated to your own psychic abilities. So after you conduct these steps and you go about the ritual body, you say what you want to achieve, for example, what you need help with, you open yourself up to receive wisdom or knowledge, or you communicate, right? All of this is directly correlated to your own psychic abilities, how well you're able to communicate with spirits. Are you able to hear spirits, see spirits, feel spirits? All of these are things that you should work on, especially before summoning forth a great demon king like Asmodeus. Now, the ritual body in itself, you would communicate your desire, or you would open yourself up to receive the knowledge, or you would communicate what you do want to communicate. If you have a specific desire, you can write that down. You can then charge not only the sigil, but also the desire with your blood. You can visualize your desire coming through. You can look into the sigil and visualize how your desire manifests. You can see, not only anticipate, but truly feel the situation. You can set yourself and your mind into that situation. You create in your mind the situation that will happen based upon the ritual that you do want to manifest. Now, then you can dedicate and give the offerings. When you pour alcohol, you say, I pour this alcohol for you and only for you, Asmodeus. Then you repeat the N, you dedicate it, you envision the sigil, the seal of Asmodeus in the glass of alcohol or on the bottle of the alcohol, or you can even write the name of Asmodeus on the alcohol. If you're using candles, carve the name or the sigil of Asmodeus into the candles. If you are using food, by the way, honey is another good offering. Cinnamon is another good offering when it comes to food. Just thought about that. You can carve or whatever, draw sigil into these or on the jar, or you can dedicate it with speaking the power of the spirit onto it by dedicating it with your words, or you're taking the incense that you're burning and going around the food offerings with it, saying, I dedicate this to you, Asmodeus. Nonetheless, long story short, you give these offerings to the spirit, you dedicate these offerings to the spirit, and after you went through that process, you meditated, you aligned your mind, you opened the sigil, you gave blood, you communicated or received or asked for something specific to happen, you gave offerings. After that, you would go about the departing, and There are many people who do it many different ways. I personally like to give, not to command the spirit to do anything at all whatsoever. I say something along the lines of, "You may now leave if you wish to," right? And you would truly the king how you would truly the king. You end the ritual by saying, "I end this offering with the final words of Hail Asmodeus, you Asmodeus, Ave Asmodeus." You repeat some phrases of respect, of worship to Asmodeus, thanking him for coming forth, for blessing you with his presence. Now, building a relationship with such a spirit can be truly beneficial on so many layers of life, not only in terms of wealth or love or these earthly desires, but on a deeply spiritual level. You are able to learn and advance yourself to levels that, with an ordinary or regular perception, without tapping into these spiritual practices, you may never experience these sort of changes that these ancient teachers and demons can bring to you, the sort of growth on a spiritual level that they can deliver to you. Now, this is everything that I have to say until this part. I will definitely record more videos about the spirit Asmodeus, telling you more about my experience, telling you more about what he can help you with, what I've received from him, what I'm able to share from him, what I've channeled with him. And these will be coming in the next weeks, maybe days, maybe months. As I receive this information, I will make sure to share it. Now, let me end this video with the final words of saying, "All hail Asmodeus." Thank you, Asmodeus, for your great help. And if you are interested in working with Asmodeus, definitely do your research, but also do not be scared. There's no need to be scared. If you feel the calling, the intuition, if you clicked on this video, if you searched for this video, if you searched for this information, go deep into the rabbit hole. Immerse yourself with passion and fire into the topic of Asmodeus, and then do not be afraid to work with the spirit. Always approach the spirits with the greatest respect. Always approach the spirits with the proper knowledge and having the information at hand that you know in what you're getting yourself into. But never be afraid. Never come with fear. And these ancient teachers, like powerful kings like Asmodeus, can truly help you to change your life on every imaginable level. All hail Asmodeus.